Everybody, it's your girl here, Miss Color. I hope you all have an amazing day and amazing week. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. If you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. But the most important thing to me is the comment. Guys, I need to start discussion on my channel. I'm going to say unpopular opinion and I want you guys to go against it. So we start off with the reunion. We start off seeing the people that made it to the altar. So we see Milton, we see Lydia together. They're still married for a year and a half. And then we see Izzy and Stacey. The way Izzy and Stacey are sitting, we already know they're not together. So Vanessa and Nick asked Lydia and Milton, how was their 1 year and a half being married? Lydia's like, oh my God, it was amazing. Being married is the most happiest thing in my life. I got what I always wanted. Being married to my king, Milton. I have to say, Milton, you're looking very mature. You looked all grown up. I'm not saying that you looked short because we already know you're tall, but your face looked all grown up. And then Milton starts saying how much he loves Lydia, and Lydia, she's saying how much she loves Milton, the unconditional love. She never felt love like that in her life. Nobody on this earth has ever gave Lydia that sort of love Milton's given Lydia. It's like the love is impossible. Only Jesus Christ can give that such a love. And Lydia is fortunate enough to feel that love from Milton. So she's very, very lucky to be married to Milton. And then we found out that wedding that they had on Love is Blind, season 10, was not enough for Lydia. Lydia said to Milton, we need to go all the way to Puerto Rico and we need to have a second wedding. Yes, we are, Milton. So they had a second wedding. Lydia was so happy. She was like, this is the wedding. This is better than Love is Blind wedding because this is in Puerto Rico, baby. This is where I can be loud. I can be outgoing. I can shout. I can do woohoo. So she was very happy. She gets a second wedding to wear a dress again. If she had the opportunity to do a third wedding, Lydia would have done a third wedding. So that was that. And then we see Stacey and Izzy. Yeah, I'm not calling it Tracy anymore. Okay, we already know Stacey and Izzy are not together. So they asked them, what happened after you guys didn't make it? Because it was so weird. It was the first time we've seen on television. Stacey says no, and you, Izzy, say yes, but you end up kissing. What is that about? Vanessa and Nick asks. They were in the moment. So they asked him, so what happened after? They said they tried to date after, I think 1 week after or 2 weeks after, but Stacey's like, she wasn't feeling it. There was still something missing. Something hasn't developed. And then Izzy's like, I'm not sure why something was off. Something wasn't there. It wasn't the same anymore. I was too hurt by her saying no to me. So I just felt like we couldn't move forward. I tried my best. It was hurting me knowing that it's not working. And then Stacey's like, I couldn't do it anymore. I don't think at that moment I could have said yes. We wasn't in the right situation, or we wasn't in the right place at the right time. It wasn't the right moment. And then they asked Izzy, I think it's Vanessa, why didn't you say or tell Stacey about your financial situation? And Izzy's like, yeah, we spoke about it. And Stacey's like, no, I didn't know. And then Izzy's like, we did talk about it in the pod. I went in depth about my situation, my financial situation, and I told you. And then Stacey said, no, you didn't. You didn't say, I asked you, was you in debt? Have you got any student loan? And you said no. And then Izzy's like,
a bad credit score is not something you would want to admit. Also, just felt like there wasn't the right time, but when is the right time, right? You know? So
Izzy tells Stacey. And then Vanessa said, well, why didn't you tell Stacey sooner?
No, absolutely. I think anybody, with a bad credit score is not something you would want to admit, right? Just seeing from the background, her and her family came from, and how hard they've worked, and like now the lives that they have. I'm not used to that. I didn't come from that. And
that confirmed to us that Stacey and Izzy are not together. Okay, the next people we get to see at the reunion is Chris and Johnny. So Vanessa and Nick asked Chris and Johnny if they are still together. since we saw them at the Houston barbecue party. And then Johnny started talking. She's like, yeah, we were together at the Houston party. After that, I didn't see Chris again for a couple of weeks. I don't know what happened. He created a distance. So they asked Chris, what happened since after the Houston barbecue party?
I didn't handle the situation as someone would properly, but I did find someone who I now live with and I love, and we're very happy together. And
then they asked Chris, did you tell Johnny about your new connection, or your connection has come back, you started to see somebody else? Because obviously she's saying that after the barbecue party, didn't know what was going on because she hasn't heard from you for weeks. And then Chris is like, no, I didn't tell her that I started to see somebody else. So they asked Chris, so you started to see somebody else and you never informed Johnny? And this Chris, no, my bad. Oh my God. Can we have a clap for Chris? Can we have a clap? You know what Chris done? This is what Chris done. The revenge. Oh. Chris just done a revenge on Johnny without even Johnny realizing it. When they got to the barbecue party, as soon as Chris heard that Johnny told Izzy that she loved Izzy 4 times, Chris is thinking in her head, she never told me that. I probably must have asked her, like, did you love Izzy? Did you ever told Izzy that you loved him? And I'm sure Johnny said, no, I don't love him. I never told him. I think that's what made Chris go back to whatever the girl, if it was his ex-girlfriend, we'll find out sooner or later. Probably it was his ex or somebody who's already seen before he went into the experiment and just reconnected with her. So Chris did a revenge on Johnny and Johnny did not even realize it.
Would you cheat on those you love?
apparently, yes.
So Chris is the player here. Chris is the player. Players get played. So Johnny, you thought you were the player, but you got played by somebody you thought. And then they asked, and Johnny, how did you find out? It was through my friend. Yeah, damn right, it'll be through your friends that will let you know. It wouldn't be Chris. Chris hasn't got time to dial your number and say, you know what, I'm going to break up with you, Johnny. I reconnected with somebody else. I'm started to date somebody else. You're not even in that level for Chris. That's why Chris left you in the shadow.
They have left you behind.
I was disappointed when I found out Chris went back to you. And in episode 8, I even thought, or 7 or 8, I thought, okay, I'll let you guys be. You look cute together. Because I knew Chris was the right guy for you, Johnny. That's why I was like, okay, I'm going to allow what you did in the pod. Because some people think you did not lie. It's just normal for you to have 2 connections. So you did not lie to Izzy or Chris. But I know you lied. You twisted your word. Twisting your word is lies. Lies is about twisting. You can have connection with somebody, but you don't need to lie. So Chris apologized for not letting Johnny know that he moved on without letting her know. I know, Chris, you're not sorry. I do feel sorry for you, Johnny. I really do. And then after Chris apologized to Johnny for not letting her know that he moved on and basically lying to her, doing what she done to him in the pod, he just done it much better outside and stabbed her in the back. And then they asked him about the barbecue party, what happened between them, Johnny, Chris, and Izzy and Stacy.
You guys work out, honestly. I'm calling her out on her shit because you remind me of me. We have good hearts. People can take advantage of us very easily.
Me, personally, I didn't like it afterwards. I felt like, you know what, Izzy, let Johnny and Chris be. It's none of your business if they're still dating each other. Why do you care so much if Chris is going to get hurt? Chris already know what Johnny's about. Like, you guys, why do you care? Care about your relationship. And I know even Stacey was thinking when they went back home, Izzy, why are you so involved in Johnny's business? Why do you care so much? That's what I was thinking, that though it became like bullying Johnny. it became, for me, it became like bullying Johnny. So I didn't like the way Izzy acted in the barbecue. So Johnny's saying to Stacey, no, you were horrible to me. You were saying horrible stuff to me. And Stacey's like, no, I didn't. I just saw Izzy and Chris talking on the sofa, and I came over and asked them, guys, what are you guys talking about? What is it? And then they told me they're talking about you, and I was like, oh my God, not you again. I did not say anything bad about you, Johnny. And Johnny's like, no, you did. So
No. And so that's why I called her out on her shit, because it's just like, you were a good friend of me. She's telling us all the same shit. I promise you, I never.
But to me, like, if I was trying to say, like,
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was walking into this. I thought I was getting out of the drama bit.
it's.
Stacey can give you the girl's perspective.
But for me, like, if I was trying to get with you, I would go
Is
to
this
Izzy.
good? Because I just see like hands waving.
We're just trying to understand this. You know what I'm saying?
So, Johnny, it proved to you that Stacey didn't say anything bad about you. And then Stacey's like, the reason why I'm not on Johnny, the reason why I cannot be friends with Johnny, the reason why I can't click with Johnny, because Johnny's been backstabbing me, talking about horrible stuff behind my back, bitter stuff. And then Johnny's like, no, I didn't. She's like, yeah, my friends came over and told me how you're talking horrible things about me. Like, oh, she's going to regret being in this relationship with Izzy. I don't think Izzy likes her that way. I don't think it's going to last outside. So Stacey's like, everything you're saying negative about me and my relationship with Izzy, it was coming back to my ears. Because the people you're going to tell or you're talking to about me, they're my friends. Of course, I'm going to hear it. So I was hearing all these bad things. Johnny and Chris have decided to have their little mini conversation. How rude.
And it didn't bother me, but I mean, the people that she, I guess, thought were her friends were my friends and letting me know what's going on. So my thing is, like, I have nothing to say to you unless you come.
I don't understand, like, this year, contestants, villains, narcissists, rude. And then Izzy apologized because he was like, I watched that video. That's not me. I didn't like the way I was acting, but I'm not sorry for what I said, but I'm sorry how I delivered it. And then Johnny's like, I accept your apology. Not like certain people have not apologized yet. Johnny, you're saying like certain people have not apologized yet. Have you apologized for Stacey for saying all them things behind her back? That I don't think this relationship is going to work. I don't think she's good enough for him. I don't think it's this and that. I don't think Stacey's all that. Have you apologized for what you're saying behind her back? No, you haven't. So you just want people to be apologizing to you every time. That's why Chris decided to cheat on your ass. Or, I don't believe he even cheated, to start dating somebody without letting you know. And they are still together. And then they asked Chris, are you still with the girl? Yes, I am. I'm happy. And they asked Johnny, are you with anybody else? Yes, I am. I'm with somebody else. And then the bomb. Boom. Then they asked Izzy.
After all of this.
Yeah, a week or less after me and Stacey didn't work out, we ended up being at the same bar.
There, Izzy's like, Lydia was there, Milton was there, Chris was there, and Johnny was there. So after couple of months later, after the show, we met up in the bar, and I saw Johnny there, and we had a bit of a connection. And Vanessa's like, "What kind of connection? Can you tell us what happened? What happened between you two?" And then Johnny's like, "Oh, we end up talking about everything, and we wanted to see if there was any connection there, so we kissed." And Vanessa asked Stacey, "Did you know about this?" Stacey's like, "Yeah." You see. So Stacey was right, Izzy. When you keep talking about Johnny, this Chris is going to hurt. Was there any feeling? Stacey asked you in episode, I believe 8, asked you, do you have any feeling towards Johnny? Because the way you keep talking. So you and Johnny kiss, Izzy. So you do have feelings. So all the things that you will say, even Vanessa said, so you kissed Johnny. So at the Houston barbecue party, you're so protective over Chris. You was even scared Johnny is going to hurt Chris. But you end up kissing Johnny. So the biggest snake is not just Lydia. It's Izzy as well. So Izzy, you're the biggest snake as well. So that makes it better because you kissed, nobody else saw your face, but you kissed. And I asked Stacey, how did you find out? Houston is very small. Apparently Houston is very small, or small as London. As soon as you formed bond between you and Chris, you shouldn't go for no kiss to Chris's ex, because you and Chris are friends. So why are you going back kissing your friend's ex? You shouldn't be dating your friend's ex, because Chris is your friend, right? And Chris dated Johnny. You kind of dated Johnny in a pod, but you never kissed Johnny. But now you see Johnny kissing Johnny. And then we did find out that after a year, Izzy and Stacey did meet up again, and they tried it again, and they kissed, but they felt that it wasn't going to work out. No, it wasn't going to work out. Not with Izzy. Stacey, I don't even know why you do. What are you doing still kissing this guy after a year? So guys, the next person we see is Aaliyah. I have to say, Aaliyah is looking very, very beautiful. I love her hair, and I do like her dress. She was looking gorgeous. As soon as Aaliyah sat down, Lydia's face, oh God, I need to prepare my speech. I was ready for this. I need to persuade the whole world that I didn't know that Uche was going to be on the show. I didn't sabotage her relationship with Uche. It's got nothing to do with me. So now I am on trial. I'm ready for this because I already got it scripted. So they asked Aaliyah, how do you feel about this experiment? How do you think it went? And then Lydia started talking. I loved this girl. I cared for this girl. I didn't want anything wrong to happen between her and Uche. I didn't want to come between her and Uche. She was my friend. She was my best friend in there. I had no one to rely on, only Aaliyah. I loved and I cared for her. I would never want any harm to come for Aaliyah.
I came here to have the genuine love is blind experience, and I didn't get that. I set my boundaries with Lydia when we had the discussion on the couch, and she didn't respect my boundaries. And I didn't feel like they were going to continue to be respected throughout.
I told Lydia and I made it clear that I don't want to hear how your relationship with Uche. And then Lydia won't stop. She keeps saying the size of Uche's microphone and how she'll sing into it. The name of Uche's dog. How big Uche's house is, Uche's friend, she wouldn't stop. But I made it clear. And then Lydia's like, oh, I cared for you, I love for you. I'm just like that around my friends. I don't want them to end up hurt. I'm always going to be there. No, Lydia. No. I don't know how you guys out there supporting this girl, Lydia. I cannot. I wish her well with Milton. I wish her well. I'm happy she got what she valued, which is marriage, because I value marriage. I love women that value marriage. But the way Lydia went about getting it, it wasn't nice. Because she was like, I've got my Milton. Look at Aaliyah. Na, 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 na. I got married and you didn't. That's how I feel like she rubs it in her face. Lydia hasn't got any boundary, guys. And the fact is, she even telling us where... In the beginning, she was telling us where if anything is wrong, she's not happy with Milton. She calls Milton's mum and letting Milton's mum know what Milton's doing that she's not happy with. She needs to have boundaries. That's your mother-in-law. You can't keep calling your mother-in-law and telling your mother-in-law that Milton left something in the bathroom. Milton left a plate in the shower. You need to be able to deal with that with you and Milton without including Milton's mum every time. You need to have that boundary. You need to have that respect for Milton's mum. You cannot go every time reporting Milton, because that mother is the FBI. She's going to get sick of your ass. Nick explained that the production made it clear for Lydia and Uche if they wanted to continue with the experiment or not. I do have it up on my YouTube channel explaining what the producer said. I think Colin wrote on Uche allegation that his hands were tied up. It was all production that told him not to say anything. They did respond back. So I do have that video up. Click on that video to watch what the producer said to Uche, because I have it up. And then Nick explained that the producer did say to them they can leave the experiment knowing that they both know each other, or they can continue. The only time they can reveal the truth when they have built a real connection. If they have seen that they build a real connection, they can tell the people that they're building the connection with that there's somebody in here that they've dated. So they had that opportunity to tell the people that they're getting to know that there's somebody there that they've dated once they have that deep connection. So the producer told them that. And that's why Uche went and told Aaliyah that he dated Lydia once he felt that the connection was there. He thinks that things were going further. And then they asked Aaliyah, do you think the producer did the right thing allowing them to stay on the experiment? And then Aaliyah's like, yeah, they did the right thing allowing them to stay in the experiment.
I just think that they should have allowed them to share that information with us.
Like, wouldn't that have compromised the experiment had you known earlier on?
No, I don't think so. I think I would have kind of separated myself from Lydia, especially knowing like that the past was so recent.
And then Lydia's like, whatever they told us at the beginning, I don't think it changed anything, because at the end of the day, I've got my Milton. I'm sorry, Leah, it didn't go well with you, but for me, it wouldn't have changed anything. It went okay because I've got my Milton. No, Lydia. You are a snake. I don't care if anybody who are supporting you, I want you guys to comment who are support. I want Lydia's supporters, please, can you come on my YouTube channel and comment what you disagree with me on? Because I want to hear your thoughts. Lydia, you are a snake just like Izzy. You knew that Aaliyah was dating Uche in the pod and you befriend her so you can get info. That was it. Because you would have made another best friend, any of them girls, knowing that they would date in Uche. If Mariam said yes and Uche said yes, the situation would have been Mariam in that chair. It would have been anybody. You knew what you were doing. Telling this girl, I know the size of this, I know the house, I know the name of the dog. You knew that create doubts. And even telling Aaliyah that you recently slept with Uche. And then putting doubts in Aaliyah's head that you still may have feelings for this guy. And you and Aaliyah don't look the same. You're completely different race. So Aaliyah will think that Uche might not find me his type. We're going to get to that. So you knew. So don't say you care and loved. You care and loved Aaliyah just how you care and loved your friends. Because if you was a true friend, you would not do that. You'll back off. As soon as you know that Aaliyah is dating Uche, you will not ask about her date. And you definitely will not tell Aaliyah how your relationship was with Uche. You'll keep your mouth, because she doesn't need to know that. And then the superhero, Milton, who thinks because he's an engineer, we've been praising him, he's so mature, he knows everything. Being smart does not make you wise. Let me just tell you that, Milton. You telling us Lydia's characteristic does not change that she was acting like a snake in the pod. Does not take away how she treated Aaliyah. It was wrong. Because the same thing Lydia was doing to Aaliyah, so was Uche. You guys are calling Uche narcissist. Uche this, Uche that. But Lydia did that. Lydia did the same thing. The way Uche was going up to Milton, trying to show Milton the screenshot of Lydia stalking him, it's the same thing Lydia was doing to Aaliyah. How big his house is, the name of his dog, the name of his friends. That's the same thing that Lydia was saying and doing, the same thing Uche was saying and doing. I don't see any difference there. Uche will try to sabotage your relationship, Milton, by implementing doubts in your head. Same with Lydia. Lydia was implementing doubt in Aaliyah's head. Same with Uche. So them two couldn't be together because they're so alike. Uche and Lydia, they couldn't be together because they're so alike. They are the same. So Lydia, you don't have any boundaries, and you don't have boundary when it comes to Milton's family. You don't have boundary when it comes to anybody. That's why you were stalking Uche, taking picture outside his door, going on Instagram stalking. And also, we've got a story to tell as well. Apparently, allegedly, you were stalking Milton. That's another story I need to talk on. That's another story I need to talk on. You have stalked Milton already, allegedly. And then Aaliyah's like, Lydia, I want you to clarify this for me. And everybody else is watching. There was rumors that you were telling the other girls that you got a feeling you're going to meet somebody that you know from your past.
In terms of Uche and I, we had a conversation of 2 seconds in November of 2021. And oh yeah, saw the casting. Oh yeah, I did too. And that was it. I had, and I'm gonna say it really clear for the public, for everybody, I had no confirmation that Uche was gonna be there.
Lydia, you just confirmed to us that you knew that Uche joined a casting for Love is Blind. Why would Uche tell you, Lydia, by the way, I joined a casting for Love is Blind? I don't think Uche would have called you, Lydia, and tell you he went for casting for Love is Blind. And then you go, oh my gosh, I went for casting as well. That is a complete 100% lies. I don't know who is out there buying your lies, because I'm not. Because I do not believe you will have that discussion with Uche that both of you attending a casting for Love is Blind. That is completely a lie. November 2021. What the hell? And you say 2021. Seriously, Lydia? But you didn't have confirmation that he attended the experiment, but you had confirmation he attended the casting. How? Lydia, you're a bad liar. And Milton, I know you're protecting your wife, which is a good thing. Yeah. But remember, you're protecting a characteristic that shouldn't be protected. At that moment, I think you should just keep your mouth shut and be like, this wife of mine is trying shit and I can't protect shit. Let me just keep my mouth shut. Because Lydia was chatting shit.
There is God. Oh.
And then Aaliyah says this to Lydia.
We had a conversation one-on-one outside of filming where you told me that you and Uche discussed coming on this show. And
Aaliyah just said that discussion between her and Lydia says everything. That Lydia knew that Uche was coming on the show. And then she went after him. Because think about it, guys. The first time they met in the pod, Uche pretended he didn't know Lydia. When they just slept 3 months ago or 2 months ago, he pretended he did not know Lydia. How sad is that? And Lydia's like, it's me, Lydia. And Uche's like, no, I don't know you. I do not know you again. If Uche was such a terrible narcissist cheater, as everybody's saying, I'm not saying Uche's perfect. I'm not saying Uche's a nice guy. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm trying to tell you guys, so is Lydia. Lydia is not a nice girl as well. Because if she's saying Uche cheated on me, Uche did this and this, Uche that and that, why would she want it to start over again with Uche in the pod? She should have been the first one to say, okay, is that you, Uche? Okay, I know this Uche and I don't want to continue with you, Uche. You can pretend you don't know me, but I know you know it's Lydia, but I don't want to continue with this. I want to know somebody else. But I believe she came on Love is Blind to get to know Uche again. Or to ruin Uche's chance. But she wanted to get somebody. But she wanted to get somebody and ruin it. Let me tell you why I know Lydia ruined this for Uche and Aaliyah. Because the producer said once you find a connection, you're allowed to reveal what happened between you two, Lydia and Uche. why did Uche tell Aaliyah about Lydia, but Lydia did not tell Milton about Uche or even Izzy, because she formed a connection with Izzy. So why didn't she tell Izzy about Uche? Or why didn't she tell Aaliyah about Uche? Because she formed a connection with Aaliyah. They became friends. She didn't. She kept it to herself because she wanted to get the tea. She wanted to get information. And she didn't tell Milton because she wasn't on Milton. She wanted Izzy. But at the same time, why didn't she tell Izzy? She should have said something, but she didn't. Because she still wanted to get info on Aaliyah with Uche. That's what she didn't want to tell Izzy. That's what she didn't want to tell Milton. Because she knows if she told Milton that she dated Uche, Milton would have asked Uche, and Uche would have revealed it to Aaliyah straight away. But she wanted Uche to reveal it to Aaliyah, and she can tell Aaliyah after, so she can just try and get as many info as possible. Think about this, guys. The producers ruined it for Aaliyah. Uche ruined it for Aaliyah. Lydia ruined it for Aaliyah. They asked Aaliyah, so what happened after you met up with Uche after the restaurant? And then Aaliyah said they met up, they kissed afterwards, and they dated for like a month, but things didn't work out. And she felt like things didn't work out because of Uche. And they asked her why. She felt like she wasn't Uche's type. And she felt like Uche expressed it in a way that she wasn't his type. And also the contestants, they have like a WhatsApp group, and she was hearing it from other contestants how Uche was saying like, Aaliyah is not my typical type. She was a girl I wouldn't go for at all. So when she heard that, she was like, no, I can't continue with this anymore. I want to be with somebody who will love me physically, who will love me spiritually, who will love me in and out. So she couldn't continue with Uche because she felt that it wasn't going to work because she wasn't Uche's type. So they asked Aaliyah, are you single? And Aaliyah's like, no.
I'm in a beautiful, loving relationship now. We met on an R&B cruise.
Aaliyah, can you let me know? I'm married, but can you still let me know where can I find this R&B cruise? Maybe I can go with my husband. The productions really need to look at how they ruin the things for her, I guess. And Milton talks about Uche, how Uche was texting everybody.
And to you, Milton.
The day I got married, it was, it's my wedding day. I just got married. Like, having a text from Izzy, like, bro, how'd it go? Makes sense. We talked every day. Him, zero communication. He texted me. He said, hey, man, heard you got married. Want to talk about it?
Uche, what are you doing texting Milton on the wedding day? Really? When the show's about to air, Uche, you text Lydia. Lydia, the show's about to air. If you want to talk. And then the same message, you copy and paste, and then you send it over to Aaliyah. Uche, what are you? That's why people are calling you a narcissist. That's why people are calling you the most. That's why you are the most hated more than Lydia. Even Lydia should be the most hated, but she's not. You text Milton on his wedding day telling him, oh, I heard you got married. If you want to talk about it, talk about it. It's got nothing to talk about with you. Milton made it clear that you two are not friends. You didn't really communicate when you were in the pod. So why is he going to tell you how his wedding day is when he knows that you dated his wife, Uche? And then the same message is sending Lydia, the show's about to come on today. If there's anything you want to talk about, talk about. You copied and pasted it to Aaliyah. You cannot even bother to write to Aaliyah a different message. You could even add like a love heart or something just to make it a bit different from Lydia. Uche, you're getting the boo. And then the next people we see is JP and Taylor. Taylor, you were the best dressed for me. Taylor looked beautiful with her dress, her makeup, absolutely beautiful. So they asked JP, what happened between you and Taylor? Because you was very awkward when you guys went to Mexico. He was like, I'm just a nervous guy. I was very nervous. You know, the cameras. JP, there we go again. You found another excuse. It's not makeup no more. It's now the cameras. JP, if you knew that Love is Blind was going to film you and you didn't want to be filmed, you were going to be nervous. Why didn't you go Love is Blind the jungle? Why didn't you go Love is Blind the Amazon forest? That's the Love is Blind you should have went on. Not Love is Blind Houston where there will be cameras. JP, you've got the boo. Now the cameras made you nervous, not makeup anymore. So the cameras made him nervous, couldn't talk. And then Taylor
acted differently had the cameras not been.
Yeah, I just feel like I was thrown back into my shell and I didn't know what to do. I was just nervous and freaking out.
What about when the cameras weren't there?
And then JP's like, what is it that you want me to do? What is it that you wanted me to do when we was alone? There was no cameras. And then Taylor's like, we could have talked. We could have talked, or we could have had some cookies. JP. And then Nick and Vanessa's like, tell us, what the hell's going on? Was it really the makeup? Is Taylor not the girl that you usually go for? Oh, yeah, maybe she's the girl that I'm usually go for, but I don't really hook up with girl.
Generally, I don't. And any women, I have my friends do that. Like, they'll be the icebreaker, and then I'll get to talking after that, but I'm not a...
So your friends are the one that do all the chirpsing for you?
Not be juju be that.
That explains a lot. I guess your friends went all the way to Amazon forest and got this girl for you now that you're dating. And then they asked Taylor, are you seeing anybody? And then Taylor's like, yeah, I'm not really in a relationship, but I'm seeing someone. And they asked JP, are you seeing someone? Yes, my friend got this girl from the rainforest and flew her all the way from the Amazon rainforest. I'm now dating this girl. She's got no makeup and there's no cameras around, so I'm not nervous. So my friends did me a favor and picked the right girl for me. So that's the girl I'm dating for a year now. And then JP apologized to Taylor how he treated her. And he said he didn't mean to say things that way, especially with her makeup. And then he ruined it.
The first time I saw her, it was a little shocking and off-putting.
That's when you ruined it for me. You apologized, but you ruined it when you said this. Love is Blind producers. I think in season 6, you really need to do your casting right. You need to make sure there's no stalkers. You need to make sure that there's nobody there that already dated each other. You need to make sure that you're not getting people from the movie Silent of the Lamb. Like JP. Love is Blind, can you not go to rehab and recruit there anymore? Because we're tired of you going at rehab programs and collecting and recruiting people from there. We really are tired. This season's been crazy, guys. This season's been crazy. I'm going to end it there. I wish Milton and Lydia the best. For me, Lydia came across somebody who's very, very desperate to get married and she's got it. Somebody that would not cheat on her. And Milton thinks that he's got married to somebody he can correct. Somebody he can remind that she hasn't got good English. If it does last for long, then I'm in the wrong. I'm really wrong. But I wish them all the best. So I'm happy for everybody else are not together because Lydia and Milton, they should not have been together, but good on them. And I wish them all the best. So that is the reunion, guys. That's the reunion. I hope you enjoyed my review on this. Don't forget to subscribe, comment. Guys, I need your comment. Being on this YouTube platform, trust me, is not easy. It is tough. But we're here to stay, guys. We're here to... Don't forget to check out my episode 10 video or episode 9 on Love is Blind season 5. Don't forget to watch that as well. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Ciao, ciao.